Hello everyone, it's Amy Gretchen. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in this video, I'm going to be doing another Project Life process video. This is from the year 2021 and it's week 8, which is kind of fun that it's in February because it's February right now. And I'm going to be using Studio Calico's Lots of Love Documenter Kit. This was a really great kit. I love the colors. I always think they do such a great job with kits, and I always feel like they give you so much that you're able to do multiple projects. This is actually my third project, even though I did use the Traveler's Notebook kit for my other project. This is the third one that I will be using, but it's actually the first one that I worked on. So you'll see that I do have all of the cards from the kit, some of the ones that I used in a video that I did, I think last week or the week before that or something like that. Anyway, so I've got my photos down and I'm looking through all of the cards. Like I said, I was a really big fan of the colors, and I always think they do a great job of coordinating all of the cards together and just having a lot of really fun cards. I thought it was really pretty ironic that, they had a lot of florals in these cards, and I was actually sharing photos of flowers. So it was kind of fun. I didn't want there to be too many flowers, so I opted not to use those flowers, but I thought that that was a really great card that I will end up saving and using for another project down the road for sure. So I think I've got all the cards I want to use. You can see that I also grabbed over the numbers. So there was, I think, 1 through 0 or I should say maybe 0 through 9. These little tickets that had cut out numbers. You see that I pulled out 3 of those, and I'm just making my own journaling cards. You'll notice at one point I am thinking about adding a pattern to the back of those numbers, so it's not just white behind there, but I ultimately decide not to do that, but that is coming up here. So once I've got all my cards down, I've got all my photos down, that's typically when I start looking at the embellishments. So I'm looking at the chipboard that came with this kit. One thing that I really like that they've been doing is that you can see the chipboard, and you'll notice the stickers also have the cutouts on the left side, so you could actually put it in an album and you could store it that way, which I think is really smart. So I love that they include those sorts of things. So I was just going through all the chipboard and looking at what I might want to add. You can see that I kept the backing to it. Some of the backing didn't come off, so I had to use an X-ACTO. That's what I was doing, trying to get the backing off, because you guys know me, if you've been around for a while, that, sometimes I have to sit with an embellishment in a place to make sure that it's something that I really like. So I'm kind of just showing you some of the things that are in the kit as I'm, going through them. So one of the things that I need to do is the title card. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I was looking at these stickers. Now these stickers are pretty thin. And there was just one sheet. I was thinking that maybe there was 2 sheets, but there was just one. So I was thinking about how I could use them to create a card. And I also have that chipboard. So combining both of them, because they are the same size. So I was thinking about, adding some of these circles to kind of go with the circles that are also in another place on the right side on the spread. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. So I ended up adding the date so that I could build around the date and then kind of build around this chipboard. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I am trying to alternate the colors as well, so I don't have like all the colors in one place. And then just kind of going around with the circles. And that's basically all I'm doing here. I thought it was really fun, all the different types of stickers that they had. So, several of them had February and then the 02. So it's just nice to give you that option. I think that these are really great also for journaling, or something that I would use in my journal because they are so thin. Some of the stickers are like that hard-backed card stock, but these are definitely thin. So anyway, I've just got them all laid out. They do stick really well, so you definitely want to make sure before you put it down that it's something that you definitely want to do. And then I'm just going to cut off the circles on the edge. I was thinking about maybe adding a couple more to the top because it doesn't look like it goes all the way to the edge, and that's why I'm kind of saving some of those pieces off to the side. But I don't think I end up doing that. I think maybe I try to do it and then I end up not doing it at all. So that's one of the reasons why I was trying to save the edges there. You can see that I was attempting and then I just decided not to do it. One thing I am going to say with this title card, you'll notice that this is not in the photos. And it's because when I went to take photos of this project, I actually just did not like the circles. I don't know what it was. I just didn't love it. And so I opted to not use it. And I used actually one of the acetate hearts, which I don't think I show in this video at all, but this kit came with a package of these acetate hearts. So look at the photos and you will see my title card. And then I end up just putting the dates right on top of that heart. I've done that before in other videos, so it's nothing new. When you see the photo, you'll be like, okay, yeah, she stuck down a heart and she added the dates, and she did all of this using the stapler, which is awesome because I end up using the stapler for these number journaling cards that I created as well, but you'll see that in just a minute. So this is where I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to add something to the back of this? And I'm using some cards for that. And then I'm thinking, do I want to add the same color? Do I want to do something different behind each one? So they're all a little bit different, just how, you know, the patterns on each of them are a little bit different as well. So these are the things that are kind of going through my head as I'm thinking about it. And also I'm thinking about, did I need to make dinner? So I do take a little bit of a break right here and I hop back on, you know, after I add this little embellishment, and then I'll come back and do my journaling. But of course you're not gonna notice the break of all, of course. But while I was on break, and the reason why I'm telling you about that is I decided to not put something behind it. So anyway, I was thinking about that while I ended up cooking dinner. But anyway, this is me always, every time I go to use my stapler, I feel like I need to fix it again. So I think something was jammed in there. So just fix that really easy and then just adhered that down. And I'm going to start doing my journaling. Of course, I'm going to adhere all of them down. And I did pull them up a little bit more because I felt like there was just a lot at the top and I wanted a little bit more room for journaling. So just a little bit off the edge, and you'll see that I will cut that off. So here I'm going to start with my journaling. I don't know why I ended up starting with 2, but just going to do that. And then you can see that I went through and did all of them. Now at this point, as I was working on the third story, like I said, I can't now remember exactly. It was basically very similar to the story that I did on the first one. And I'm not sure why I didn't notice that as I was telling the story. Like, I can't now remember. It's been a couple of weeks since I did this, but it was so similar that I was like, yeah, I want to tell a different story. So I ended up just getting a new card, taking that off, and then stapling that on. It's just really nice when you are making your own journaling cards that you're able to do that. So I wasn't 100% sure what story I wanted to tell. I just knew that I wanted to tell something different. So on this card right here, I end up telling 3 separate little stories. And I found a stamp set that will go really well with this, and I will definitely show you that at the end. It just had like a numbered list, and I wanted to make sure that that numbered list would fit in. But anyway, I don't know why I didn't just do it right then. But anyway, so I told those 3 little stories there, and then I'm looking through my Hobonichi, which is my journal. This is from 2021, of course, and I'm looking through what was going on that day, what was going on during the week, and trying to determine what story would be really good to highlight. This is one of the reasons I love having a journal, is that I can go back and I can look when I'm working on some of these older projects and I know what's going on. Now, of course, if you weren't 100% sure, you could tell some kind of a story from your point of view right now, but I really like to tell it from the point of view of like I was doing it in the present moment. So anyway, that's why I love being able to have some kind of journal. I actually do have a video where I talked about a story journal that I used to do that was a TN size. I will actually have that linked below if you are interested in seeing my story journal and what I used to do in the past, but now I actually use my Hobonichi, and I believe I've been using it since 2018. So look for that video if you are interested to see how I did it with a TN. And then I'm just looking over and seeing if there's anything else I want to do. Of course, I'm adding on the chipboard. I did have some chipboard at the bottom left that I forgot about, and I do end up adhering that down at the end when I end up taking the photos. So this is where I'm adding on the stamp. This stamp set also came from Studio Calico, and it was just sectioned perfectly with a 1, 2, 3, so that I was able just to stamp it all in one thing. If you didn't have it split up like that way, you could just do each stamp individually, or you could cut them out also. But yeah, I just ended up working out that it worked with one stamp. So anyway, you guys, that is going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you guys have any questions about anything I did or anything I used, please ask them and I will definitely get to them. You guys are awesome and totally appreciate your support, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.